welcome to Sharing a Journey. Today we're talking cream blushes. Now, cream blushes have never been tops on the list of my makeup. I've always had oily skin, and I've always found that cream blushes would go on nicely, but they would, I don't know, break down or just disappear on my skin within a very short period of time. So I was never a huge fan. However, I've gotten a little bit older. My skin has changed some. And the other day I decided, let's give cream blushes a try. I have tried them all, and I'm super excited about some of them, and then others of them not so much. We have a variety of price points, all the way from e.l.f. Cosmetics, which is, I think this guy is like $4 or something like that. It was very inexpensive. To Clé de Peau, which I think was $72. So the Clé de Peau little pot was the most expensive. Well, let me just get started. Let me just share with you my whole cream blush story. Now, first of all, I think cream blushes are an excellent choice for women that are 50 and over. Our skin is a little bit drier. We want a little bit of glow to our cheeks. Sometimes I find that bronzer kind of dulls me out a little bit, so I often will use bronzer but put blush over top of it. And so I'm always looking for a little bit more of a pinky glow to my cheeks. And I think that as we mature, having a little bit of a glow, and especially a natural looking glow, is really where it's at. And so for some people with drier skin, powder blush just kind of looks cakey on the skin. And that's why trying a cream blush may be your jam, because you'll be able to get that natural looking glow. Now, the only problem that I had with the cream blushes is that I have a couple of age spots here. And what I found was that when I would use the cream blush, it would sometimes disturb the makeup that I had sort of covering the two like age spots that I have here. And so I wasn't really fond of that, but I think there's workarounds for that. And the other thing about cream blushes is that you need to use regular creamy liquid foundation for use with the cream blushes. Using a powder foundation will not work. So if you're a person who likes like MAC Studio Fix, which I used to really love, or one of the other like powderique type products, then these cream blushes and that will not work. So those are some things to think about as you walk down the journey of cream blushes. So let's get started. Now, all of these were recommended either by friends or by watching videos or by reading and doing research. And then I purchased all of the ones that seemed to be talked about the most, and then I tried them all out on various days to see what they were like. Tried them in different ways. So for example, if I was running out to the gym and I really just maybe put some concealer on and a little bit of cream blush, that was one kind of thing. The other is just a full makeup. So let's start with the least expensive blush. That was the the e.l.f. And I'm going to put a little on the back of my hand here. And the reason why I wanted to kind of show you this is that it is just really very creamy. It blends in really nicely, and it kind of gives that nice glow. And it's, yeah, I mean, I think that it blended like right in. Now, when I wore this, one of the things that I noticed was that it has little pieces of glitter in it. And I don't know about you, but the glitter thing is maybe not my jam. So for that reason, I'm not a huge fan of this. However, I will say that the texture is really creamy. It blends in. And I wore it to the gym one day with no makeup, and it did seem to not stay, so I would have had to touch up if I were going out anywhere or if I really wanted a look. Now the next one that I tried, I received a whole group of Trinny London products, which I really like. I've got another video coming where I do a whole face of Trinny London, and her products all come in a little in these little containers, and they all snap together to make a little stack. Great for travel, great for you know, on the go type people. Many of her products can be used on the lips and as well as on the cheek. And this blended in beautifully. I wore this a lot over the summer. It stays nicely. And this one is called Lady J, and it can be worn both on the lips and on the cheek. The color Lady J is a nice warm product that I think would look good on many skin tones. The next one that I have is Rihanna or Fenty Beauty. This one was highly recommended. It is a very bright color. And when I opened it up, because you know I'm ordering all this stuff online, I had no idea. And if I had seen it in the store, I probably would not have bought it. But I will tell you this. It looks really bright as you first put it on, but as you blend it in, you get that really nice, really beautiful pinky glow. And the other thing is that it just really looks super healthy and super natural. So this is called Strawberry Drip, while I would not have chosen While I would not have chosen this if I had seen it in the store, I definitely like it, and I definitely think it's really, really pretty. And I think I think it's one of those kind of colors that if you have, like, I think it'd be really beautiful, like if you had a deep skin tone or you have a good suntan. You know how some people get that really beautiful tan and then they have like kind of like a pinkiness in it? I think this does that. So if you have darker skin tone, you may want to, you know, try a little sample on your hand or something just to see if it will make that kind of glowy pinky thing. The next one that was highly venerated. People loved this. This was Honest Beauty, and this was Rose Pink. And this is, you know, this looks safe in the container. It's nice and smooth. And let me just turn my hand. So here it is. I just put it there. It blends in beautifully. And I have to say, well, I'm not going to say anything about this until the end. You'll have to wait to the end to find out what the verdict is with these. But I found that it blended in nicely into the skin. It wore beautifully. It looked really natural. It kind of gave that beautiful natural glow. So I think that one was a really good one. And then the Tarte was also one of the highly rated ones. And this one has a little bit more of a slip to it. I'm not sure that I got like a color that's really suits me, but it just really, this one also blends in really nicely and really easily. And it also has that slight bit of a glowiness to it. I also think that this color would look good on a lot of different skin tones. And the final one that I got was the Clé de Peau. This one is very similar to the Tarte in terms of that in the container it sort of looks more neutral. I put it right here. It's very creamy. It's very nice. And it blends in nicely. It wore nicely. It stayed put. So let's talk about the winners and the losers. The first thing I will say, and I think you can probably tell already, that aside from the e.l.f. product, which I think that you kind of get what you pay for here. This is really for younger people. Like this, I think my daughter would have probably bought when she was in high school. She wouldn't have minded the glitter. Her skin was a little bit different than mine, so it wasn't quite as oily. And so I think it probably would have worn okay for her, or she wouldn't have mind touching it up. But this one, I would say, you can try it. If you've never tried a cream blush before, maybe you could try this, but just remember that the longevity of this product really isn't there. And so it doesn't completely represent cream blushes as well as some of these others. Now, I have to say that the other 5 blushes, the other 5, I liked them all. They all had certain qualities about them that I liked. So the Tarte and the Clé de Peau were very similar in terms of like consistency. They were a little bit more opaque, um, but they were still beautiful. They still blended. And these two probably wear the longest of the others. So if you have problems with your makeup sort of absorbing into your skin like I used to, then you may want to try these two, one of these two. This one is obviously in the 70s, and then I think this one was like in the $20 or $30 range. I'll put prices and links and everything below. The the Fenty one, I think, is a fun one. And I think it's definitely one that I think this is going to be like a fun summer one for next summer. We're on August or September. We're actually, kind of in September now. So I probably will put this aside till next summer. But I liked this, but it was a little bit brighter and a little bit pinkier than what I might have just gravitated to. The Trinny London one I really like because if you're traveling and you get the eyeshadows and all the other pieces, you have like this fab little stack of wonderful makeup that you just pop it into your suitcase and you're good to go, or you pop it into your purse and you're good to go, and you have a complete look: blush, eyeshadow, lips, the whole works. So I love this for that, and it also wears really well and so forth. But I have to say that my very favorite one was by Honest Beauty. This was very moderately priced. I think it was priced in the $20 range. The color was really beautiful. It wore really nicely, and it really had the prettiest glow and the most kind of natural. Yeah, I mean, this is really good. And so this sort of wraps up the makeup part of cream blush. But now let's talk a little bit about application. Now, obviously, you can apply cream blush with your fingers, and that's one of the good things. If you have clean hands, you can just apply the cream blush to your cheek and then just sort of gently blend it out. And that's all. So that makes it very, very easy. You can also use a foundation brush. So let me just grab one here. This one's clean. And so you can also use a foundation brush and just sort of gently blend it in. And I find that when you use a foundation brush, you get, I think, a little bit nicer, smoother application, and you can make it sort of blend into your skin a little bit easier. But you can see how easy that was. And now you get a sense for the glow and the beauty of this particular product. So those are the 2 ways that you can apply it. The only thing about it, if you use your fingers, is that you have to be conscious of making sure that your hands are clean. The other thing about cream blushes is that while powder blushes will last for many years, there is an expiration kind of situation with cream blushes. So you shouldn't use them probably for more than a year. And you can sometimes smell, just like you can smell lipsticks, you can kind of smell the rancid smell once a product has turned, a cream product has turned. It kind of has a little bit of a rancid smell. So you can watch out for that if you're a cream blush person. So that sums up the whole 411 on cream blushes. I hope that you will give them a try. If you have a cream blush that you love, let us know down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope you'll consider subscribing and hopping over to sharingajourney.com, where you'll find life, style, and beauty. See you next time.